Hey everyone, this video is going to be my first Injustice 2 character talk, and I mentioned this in some previous Injustice videos that I did, and it's a little series that I'm doing where I'm going to be incorporating characters into the best reveals that I chose in my best reveals of Injustice 2 video. So I'm going to be talking about the character, and I'm going to say their part in the story, or what I think might be their part in the story, and my initial thoughts on the actual comic book character itself. So I'm going to be talking about who they are, everything like that. And my first character is going to be both Supergirl and Powergirl, who essentially are the same person, but I will go more into that as I explain. So right here in my lap I have a DC encyclopedia that I'm going to be reading some things from about the characters. That is where I've gotten some of my information. It's not fully updated because it's from 2008, but it still has the characters in it, so I'm looking on Wikipedia as well. So, I've been researching the characters all day. I just like to refresh my memory and everything. So, to get started, let's go to the page with Supergirl. And it's a rather long page, and I'm going to pick out bits to read. So, dang it, I might have just lost all my pages, that is okay. So, Supergirl's first appearance was in Action Comics 252 in May of 1959. She is a hero. Her real name is Kara Zor-El. She is an adventurer, and her base is Metropolis. Kara has the abilities to absorb energy, fly. She has super strength, super speed, invulnerability, acute hearing, and a range of vision including emitting x-rays and heat. She has heat vision and cold vision, freeze vision, whatever you want to call it. So, under the sun's solar radiation, Supergirl's Kryptonian physique absorbs energy and can fly, has super strength, super speed, and invulnerability. Everything I just said. So, that is basically what I'm going to read from the wiki, or encyclopedia that I have here. So we're going to move on to Wikipedia, because that will tell me more about the character that I want to talk about. Because I'm going to talk about the more current Supergirl, which would be the new 52 and so on. So, let's go to the wiki. Okay. So, I'm just going to exit this. Alright. So, moving on, we are on the DC database wiki. So, I'm going to search Supergirl. And Supergirl is essentially the legacy name used by female superheroes involved with the Superman family and Superman. The primary version is Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin from the planet Krypton. She has been a member of the Justice League and the Legion of Superheroes. The name has also been used by Matrix, a shape-shifting creature from a pocket universe who would later fuse with a woman named Linda Danvers, developing angelic powers. And Powergirl is the Earth 2 version, Supergirl. And Supergirl first appeared as a one-time fictional character in Superman 123 by Otto Binder and Dick Sprang. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, was recreated by Otto Binder and Al Plastino, first appearing in Action Comics 252 in 1959, just like I said, from the encyclopedia. So, moving on, we're going to go to Kara Prime Earth version. As a result of the 2000 initiative, the New 52, that's a superhero that we're talking about, like I said, because that is the one that they based her off of in Injustice 2, I believe. So, Kara Zor-El, also known as Supergirl and Kara Danvers, is a Kryptonian superhero based in New York City, and later on somewhere else. She is the cousin of Superman and the successor after he dies. So, Kara's origin story basically is Kara's pod crash landed in Russia. She was sent away in a pod, and she stumbled from her craft only to be surrounded by some gigantic robots who began to try to subdue her. In an amazing display of power, she showed off her strength, speed, defense, senses, heat vision, and screams, until she was finally overcome by the robots and her own confusion of being on an unknown planet. So she didn't know where she was. She was finally saved by nothing less than a single word from Superman, her cousin, who, since she was confused, she thought he was not the real Superman. Because what she remembers is that she was holding Kal-El, which was Superman, only the day before. For those of you that don't know, Supergirl is technically older than Superman because she was stuck in her pod. She was like frozen in her pod, so she wasn't able to grow up as fast as him because he grew up on Earth. So in a way, he's older, she's younger, but she's actually older. I know it makes no sense, but essentially she is older than him because of that reason. So she was scared of her own abilities, so she attacked Superman because of thinking he was fake, and she was scared of her own abilities. After punching Superman through the Great Wall, Kara realized her flight was endangering people nearby and agreed to stop fighting and listen to him. So, I'm not going to go super into her origin story, but that's the basics of it. Her pod crashed and everything. So we're going to move on to meeting Silver Banshee and Superboy. Right after the battle, Kara met Siobhan Smith, an Irish girl with a gift for language and music. They both befriended each other rather quickly, and Siobhan offered to help Kara, leaving her staying in her apartment until her Kryptonian friend was ready to face her new phone. Siobhan decided to bring Kara to listen to music at a club, where they were attacked by Siobhan's father, known as the Black Banshee, and he hurt Kara, which forced Siobhan to turn into Silver Banshee in order to stop him. So, working together, Kara and Siobhan defeated Black Banshee and rescued Thomas, Siobhan's big brother. Yes, her brother, who was previously absorbed by Black Banshee. And then it goes on to tell how she met Superboy, but I don't really want to talk about that, so I'm not going to bring it up really. So, on to Supergirl and Powergirl. Her ordeal with Hell, I'm not going to go into that whole thing, I will do that at a later time. But there is a storyline where he tricked Kara, and she was left with a severe case of kryptonite poisoning. And as you guys know, Superman's greatest weakness is kryptonite. So all of the Super family basically is weak to kryptonite, except for Powergirl. She is not. Clara went to Dr. Shade Rias to help, but she grew impatient and left during a battery test. Clara was attacked by an alien woman made of lava. The Lava Woman defeated Kara, but she fled when the U.S. Army came along. The soldiers without an unconscious Kara with them when Powergirl showed up and rescued her alternate self. So as I said, Powergirl's alternate version of Supergirl. Both girls fought the army and an agent of Lex Luthor in Apex. Supergirl and Powergirl won. Kara fainted again, and Powergirl took her to Sanctuary to heal her. Unfortunately, Sanctuary tried to kill Kara, forcing both the heroines to blow it up. So, that's interesting. Moving on, we want to go to her abilities. Or no, her personality first, then we'll go to her abilities. Oops. Kara was a sweet, compassionate girl when she lived on Krypton. However, her circumstances due to her arrival on Earth changed that, and it made her depressed over her situation, feeling alone, friendless, and unable to fit in on Earth or somewhere. She is a good girl at heart, and she tries to help people, basically. That's who her character is. But after several months of endless battles, she ended up becoming so mad that she became a Red Lantern. And however, her time in the Red Lantern Club served as a catharsis, which helped her pull through. It also said something on here that she was able to destroy the Red Lantern ring and survive without it. But we're going to move on to her secret identity. She created her secret identity, Kara Danvers, when she started to work for the DEO. She began wearing glasses and a holographic gadget built into her, which turned her into a brunette, so it changed like her hair color and stuff. A nod to the Kryptonian comb used by her Earth 1 counterpart. Her Kara Danvers persona was a bit of an awkward tomboy that didn't fit in, not directly an act due to her strangeland status. Her relationships with allies include Superman, her cousin, Siobhan Smith, and I'm going to go into this a little bit because Silver Banshee is one of Kara's enemies, but she's mainly an enemy to Superman. But Siobhan became Kara's first real friend after her arrival. They bonded over being immigrants, looking to start a brand new life. However, they had an argument and Kara left. She intended to apologize to Siobhan when she returned, but she didn't. Siobhan tried to reach out to her when the Kryptonian girl became a Red Lantern. Kara didn't dare to go to apologize afterwards, blaming herself for the end of her friendship. So I believe that's the reason, I guess, why they're enemies. She has a relationship with Batgirl. Kara and Barbara developed a relationship when Batgirl sought Supergirl's help to break into Arkham Asylum and solve a case. Supergirl and Powergirl bonded quickly after meeting and acknowledging they were the same person. Powergirl wasn't exactly impressed with Kara. Kara is a younger version of Powergirl. So, Supergirl, younger version of Powergirl. Powergirl is a more mature, adult version of Kara. And they have the same name. There's also Guy Gardner, who functioned as her mentor as she was in the Red Lanterns. So he helped her out, was a mentor to her. And then there's her foster parents, Jeremiah and Eliza Danvers. I'm not going to go into that, but those are her foster parents. And Supergirl's abilities include Kryptonian physiology. Under the effects of a yellow sun, the average Kryptonian possesses the potential for following power sets: solar energy absorption, which is one of her main things. Heat vision. Kryptonians can, as a conscious act, fire beams of intense heat at a target by looking at it. She's also got very good hearing. She is sensitive enough to hear any sound at any volume. Or with skill, practice, and concentration, they can block out ambient sounds to focus on a specific source frequency. She also has enhanced vision, electromagnetic spectrum vision, which means I can see and identify radio and television signals as well as other transmitted frequencies. She's also got telescopic vision and X-ray vision, infrared vision. She can fly. She's got invulnerability. Superhuman stamina, strength, and speed. This also confers agility and reflexes. She's got super breath. She's vulnerable to kryptonite. Vulnerable to magic. And she got sonic scream abilities. Sounds like. She can speak fluent English and Kryptonian. She's vulnerable to sensory overload as well. Trivia. Okay, here's some trivia. I know this is a rather long video, but they're gonna be kind of long because I'm going into depth about the characters. So, Supergirl is known as the Girl of Steel and the Girl of Tomorrow. Supergirl is estranged from her cousin Superman. However, she maintains a relationship with Powergirl. She does not enjoy Superboy, but does not wish him to be dead either. So, Supergirl's life on Earth has been marked with confusion, frustration, manipulation, and death, which caused her to feel enough rage to attract the Red Lantern Ring, which forces her to join Guy Gardner in the Red Lantern Corps. She is the first member who has managed to destroy her own ring and survive without one and without having any help from a blue power ring, only because she was able to absorb enough yellow sunlight due to being at Earth's yellow sun when that happened. So that is very interesting. Moving on, we go into Wikipedia and discuss a little bit of Powergirl. Then I will tell you Supergirl's part in Injustice 2. Or what I believe it's going to be. Okay, Powergirl, real name, Kara Zor-El, also known as Karen Starr, that's her alias. She made her first appearance in All-Star Comics number 58. So let me check real quick. Information from my encyclopedia. Here, the encyclopedia says that her first appearance was in All-Star Comics number 58, February 1976. Real name Karen Starr. She's a hero. Her occupation is software designer adventurer. Her base is Los Angeles, New York City. She's light blonde haired, short. Incredible super strength, super speed, near invulnerability in flight. She's a heavy hitter, as are all the super family. Her physical strength is matched by her aggressive personality. During the Infinite Crisis, Kara learned the truth. She was not related to Arion, but instead was one of the only survivors of the previous multiverses Earth 2. She since assumed the position of chairperson with the Justice Society. And Arion is the ancient wizard from Atlantis, so one of her aliases is also Kara from Atlantis. If you guys didn't know. I didn't know. I just learned today while doing my research. So, her team affiliations have been Justice Society of America, Justice League, Infinity Inc., Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and the Savoran 7. Partnerships include Helena Wayne, which is Batman's daughter on Earth 2, Superman, Kara, aka Atlee, and Harley Quinn. She has teamed up with Harley Quinn a couple of times. I have the comic little miniseries Harley Quinn Powergirl, and I really love their team ups because they're pretty funny ones. So with that being said, I went over her abilities, which are the same as Supergirl because they're the same person. In common with Supergirl's origin story, she is the daughter of Superman's aunt and uncle and a native of the planet Krypton. The infant Powergirl's parents enable her to escape the destruction of her home planet by placing her in a rocket ship. Although she left the planet at the same time that Superman did, her ship took longer to reach Earth too. Powergirl discovered she possessed abilities like super strength, flight, heat vision, which she used to become a protector of innocent people and a hero for humanity. She is later stranded on Earth when a cosmic crisis affects her home on Earth 2, and she later comes out a separate identity for herself from her dimensional counterpart Supergirl once they are forced to coexist. She behaves as an older, more mature, and more level-headed version of Supergirl. She also has a more aggressive fighting style. So, their costumes differ because Powergirl, she wears a bob of blonde hair, red and blue costume with cleavage displaying cut out on her chest. The name Powergirl reflects that she chooses not to be seen as a derivative of Superman, but rather her own hero. So, I went over her team affiliations, and her origin has gone through revisions, but over time has reverted to her original concept as the Supergirl of Earth 2. So, the reason that she's called Kara of Atlantis, I mentioned that, is because in 1985, a limited series, Crisis on Infinite Earths, eliminated Earth 2 from history. So that caused her to be retconned as the granddaughter of an Atlantean sorcerer named Arion. That was very interesting. So, moving on. Let's see if there's any more that I should talk about. A temporarily amnesiac Powergirl from seemingly alternative reality, not Earth 2, but more reminiscent of the New 52 Power Girl crashes in Harley Quinn's reality, as shown in Harley Quinn 2013 storyline Power Outage issues number 10 through 13, which I just talked about. Some of that time from this joint encounter was explored in the 6th issue miniseries Harley Quinn and Power Girl. Due to an attack by some evil aliens, she gets knocked back to Earth. Weird coincidence. Huh, that's what it says. And landed at Harley's feet, devoid of her memory. So she didn't remember anything that happened to her. So Harley temporarily took her as her partner, flirted with her, and they fought crime together before being sent across the universe on a quest to return home. When Power Girl got her memories back and realized that Harley had lied to her, she was less than amused, but she forgave her. Then Harley hit on her and ended up being left atop the Eiffel Tower. So, Harley Quinn's a little flirt. We all know this, though. They do have many friends, though Power Girl tends to roll her eyes and sigh a lot whenever this comes up. So, Power Girl is not amused by Harley, but she's still here to be her friend. She has reappeared in Harley Quinn's ongoing series several times since. Like when she rescued Harley from drowning more recently, when Harley got involved in trying to calm down and rehabilitate a would-be alien overlord. When last seen, Power Girl and another superheroine were just arriving as the alien began thrashing a Jewish deli and the surrounding area, and Harley, back in the same crime-fighting suit she wore to work with Power Girl, is relieved to see them. So, that's the little story of Harley Quinn and Power Girl. And that's basically all I really want to talk about for her. As a character. But what do I think Supergirl's part in Injustice 2 will be? I'm going to go on that website and read her little biography. I'll let you know my thoughts. I read it a bunch of times. So, I'm going to characters. Supergirl. Okay. So, I have the website pulled up. And her little quote on here is, "I punch above my weight," because she's very strong. And it goes into her little origin, which is shown in the story trailer. As a child, Kara Zor-El witnessed the devastation of Krypton before she was sent to Earth on a mission to protect her infant cousin Kal-El. Arriving on Earth decades too late, she discovers that grown-up Kal has been imprisoned. Still determined to protect her family and his legacy, Kara will fight her cousin's enemies as Supergirl. So, here's what I think is going to happen. I think when she finds out everything that Superman's done, she's going to turn, possibly, and be on the insurgency with Batman. Because Kara's gonna do what her heart tells her to do. That's the type of character she is. She's gonna do what she thinks is right, and I think at the end of the story she's gonna no longer want to be associated with Superman. She's no longer gonna want him to be her cousin. That sort of thing. Because of the things that he's done in the Injustice universe. So I think she's gonna be conflicted throughout the whole story. She has a rather large part in the story. And eventually I think she's gonna either do her own thing or she's gonna join Batman. So I think she'll be on Batman's side. She did not know any of the events that happened in that timeline because she was frozen the whole time. In the Phantom Zone, or rather something else. But either way, she didn't know. So, That's what I think her part's going to be in the story. There was a story mode leak, but I'm not going to talk about it. But that's my opinion. My opinion of her as a character in general. I didn't used to like her that much until I started watching the Supergirl TV series. In the Supergirl TV series on CW, she's played by Melissa Benoist. I think that's how you say her name. I'm pretty sure. And basically, that actress is what made me research Supergirl more and look her up. And there's also a channel I watch on here, Geekerella, who does comic book hauls. She has a really good channel. She does comic hauls, comic reviews, and I watched all her New 52 Supergirl reviews, and that made me start researching the character and getting more into the show. And the show made me feel like Kara is just a good character. She's got some good character development, so on. So my basic thoughts on Supergirl's character: I like her now. I didn't used to, but she's pretty great. I like her. After actually researching her and taking the time to learn about the character, I enjoy her, and she will be one of my mains in the game. So, with that being said, that was my first Injustice 2 character talk. I have more coming up, episodes 2 and 3, and I will not tell you my characters are in order, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you want to see more, because I will do more regardless. So comment and let me know what you think of Supergirl, what you think her part is going to be in the story, things like that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll put it in the description, of course. And let me know who you will be maining in Injustice 2. So, thanks for watching.